And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the show that Maestro said should be featured during the month of anniversaries and milestones instead of the month of frost, only known as Music Village. And to answer that, Maestro, yeah. If you didn't pay attention or, was hiding under a rock for the first 2 days of this AC December, there's a reason why in the world we're calling this the month of frost, and it has to do with the snowstorms. And oh, speaking of the snowstorms, folks, apparently we've got record that it's been well over 6 inches of snow that passed us by for those past 2 first days. So Maestro, you know what time it is. Ring the Snow Olympics horn. Or blow the Snow Olympics horn. You know what I mean? Go ahead, go get the horn ready. A little bit earlier than what we hoped, but hey, it's the Snow Olympics. It can happen anytime, any place, anywhere. Almost like this show now, thanks to the new microphone we got. But besides Music Village and any other show we have going on location in the near future, I'm looking at my watch right now. Oh, it's just about that time. It's the witching hour, which means it's time for us to be brought up to speed on news stories that happened from this week from, you guessed it, all around the world. And in our first news story, and more or less wrestling news. Yes, that's right, folks, wrestling news during this show, because the guitarist from Time I Die, known as Andy Williams, would make his TV debut as a pro wrestler under the title of The Butcher, alongside with Braxton Strutter from TNA Impact, who goes by The Blade, and even the lovable bunny herself, Allie, that goes by, well, The Bunny. And the group is being called The Butcher, The Blade, and The Bunny. And their missions thus far in AEW is to cut the head off the snake, meaning Cody Rhodes, and would do so in their debut by cutting through the ring and delivering an attack that I'm gonna call the slice and dice, which is a suplex backbreaker combination, which looks absolutely nasty, especially on a very injured Cody Rhodes at the time. And the guy who actually plays the Butcher actually looks like somebody from Sherlock Holmes, which is weird. But either way you look at it, this group is cool and has been wrestling before they got into AEW, and I can't wait to see what sort of impact they make in All Elite Wrestling. Especially with Allie wearing a mask that reminds me of something from out of Donnie Darko. I don't know why, but it does. And if you guys want to check out the in-ring debut of these 3 very dangerous people, you can go ahead and head on over to the website only known as consequencesofsound.net to check it out for yourselves. And on a side note, in an extra piece to this news story, the band Till I Die will be performing their annual hometown show, Tid the Season, as of December 13th and the 14th in Buffalo, New York, and tickets are available for that said concert on consequencesofsound.net under the same story. And in other news and more music news, folks, if you ever wanted to make your child go to sleep to classic songs of Snoop Dogg but are worried about the lyrics, worry no more. Because as of this week and available as we speak, you can now lullaby your child to the soothing sounds of Snoop Dogg on his new album entitled Rockabye Baby, Lullaby Renditions of Snoop Dogg, which comes from the classic group of Rockabye Baby Music, who does instrumental versions of songs from the Beatles, Drake, Katy Perry, and other artists that has been done over the past couple of years. And in my opinion, it was only a matter of time before something like this went down, because not only Snoop Dogg this past couple of years or this past decade has not only been a nature choreographer and also a man who was able to get Spyro the Dragon to travel cross country to make his way to him. Yeah, it was only a matter of time before he finally decided to make his way to the children's bracket of songs. And yeah, this also reminds me of him doing nursery rhymes for his show Doggy Fizzle Televizzle. So it finally came true to light. Not bad. And if you guys want to check out the songs on this following album for yourselves, that it came out as of December 6th of 2019, which is today, folks, you can go ahead and head on over to the website only known as consequencesofsound.net to check it out for yourselves. And in other news and exciting news for you Reno 911 fans out there, it's been announced as of this week that Reno 911 is making its way back to the streets of Reno. And for those who were wondering out there, besides this show having a very successful movie that featured The Rock and even had several episodes that lasted from 2003 all the way to 2009, it's now being picked up by a network that is called QBs, which is an online streaming service that will air 50 unscripted and scripted original programs that will be available for subscriptions as low as $5 to $8 a month, depending on whether or not you want the ad-free service. And I, for one, cannot wait to see the adventures of Officer Dangle and the rest of them once again back in the Reno police force, and especially to see if they're going to come up with a good ending for this said show. And I'm still wondering how in the world they were able to agree to get all of them back on this show, with Niecy Nash on another project on TNT, and all of the other members of Reno 911 just separated like the Dragon Balls of Dragon Ball Z. The fact that they were able to pull that off alone is impressive. And for anybody out there who wants to catch up on the previous seasons of Reno 911, when this said series makes its way to QB in April of 2020, then I recommend you head on over to the Comedy Central streaming website of ComedyCentral.com to check it out for yourselves. And on a side note, folks, the fact that they're bringing back Reno 911 after they already brought back Crank Yankers seriously gets my hopes up of them one day bringing back The Man Show for Comedy Central. Neither that or Insomniac. Yeah, that was a fun show on Comedy Central too that I would love to see come back. But with the fact that he visited every place in the United States, I highly doubt that will be coming back. But hey, fingers crossed. And I guess with that show reboot, music, and wrestling news that are all out of the way for this week, folks, you guys at home know what time it is. It's time for us to go into yet another milestone edition of Video Game News. And in our first video game news story, for you Hitman 2 fans out there, it looks like the month of December is now known as the giving season for, I guess, targeted targets. Because it's been announced starting as of this week, they're going to start dropping well over 9 new free contracts that will be available as of this month, including the Truman Conversation Escalation Contract and Santa Forta, Colombia, that will drop as of this week of December 5th. Alongside with it, you will also get the Raz Algorithm Escalation that will take place in Mumbai, India. Then next week, you will also get the Chef Legacy Elusive Target in Paris, France. Then you'll have the 12 Days of Contracts Community Curated Contracts, and along with several other Christmas themed and other type of contracts that will go all the way down until December 20th through January 6th. And in my opinion, the fact that they're giving away all these free contracts to keep your skills sharp and you playing this game, I like it. Now, I do know one of the targets, and hopefully they bring it back from last year, the fact that you get a chance to go after the Home Alone guys for a special Christmas target. And according to the Maestro, apparently during the monthly Hitman 2 live stream, they're going to answer that question. Nice! And for those out there who wants to check out all of the cool contracts you get a chance to hunt down for this month, along with a cool Agent 47 Santa suit and Snow Festival that will be coming out for this year as well, you can go ahead and check it out on the Game Informer page, only known as GameInformer.com, to check it out for yourself. And in other video game news, for you fans out there of Persona 5 Royale, I have some good news for you because it's been announced as of this week. They're officially giving it a release date of March 31st, making it also a PS4 exclusive. And before I hear all the boos in the background from the Maestro and everybody else saying, oh, this game should be available for all systems, trust me, I agree along with you. But the silver lining to all this, folks, is for those fans out there who wants to get the special edition of this game, which is being called the Phantom Thieves Edition, you can not only get Joker's mask with Stan, steelbook, soundtrack, collector's box art, and even the dynamic PS4 theme for this said game, which is pretty cool. And after checking out the trailer for this said game, even though I've never played any of the Personas, I'm willing to give this one a chance. But for those out there who wants to get the exclusive Phantom Thieves Edition, you will have to pay just about $89.99, and that does not include tax depending on where you live. So, if for those true Persona fans out there who wants to go for it, go ahead. And for those out there who wants to check out the trailer for this said game, you can head on over to the website only known as GameInformer.com to check it out for yourselves. And prepare to see some very cool and weird things during it. And in other video game news and in Domino King news, to celebrate the new season of Rick and Morty, he decided to actually create a well over 75,000 domino piece set tribute to Rick and Morty. And especially with a giant picture of Rick and Morty with Rick with the portal gun trying to teleport to another world. And the fact that he keeps churning out all of these classic dominoes pieces that takes him well over 2 to 3 days to complete, the man deserves more credit for his work. He really does. And with this show, Music Village, we're gonna give it to him as many times as necessary, especially with all the cool domino pieces he comes out with on a daily or sometimes weekly basis. So keep up the great work, Domino King, and we can't wait to see what sort of domino masterpiece you got coming down the tubes next. And for anybody out there who wants to check out this work of art of Rick and Morty for yourselves, along with his other classic domino pieces that he's done over the years, you can head on over to the Domino King's YouTube page, only known as The Domino King, to check it out for yourselves. And I guess with those news stories out of the way for this week and for this milestone edition of the show, you have all officially been brought up to speed. And I guess with that said, we might as well head back to the music, and when we return, we'll be back with the final segment for this special milestone edition of Music Village right after this. So don't wear your horn out in traffic just yet, folks, and stay tuned.